Hello everyone, I am Maki. In the world of the universal century, one of the important elements is the Manhunter. This organization also appears in Hathaway's Flash. They behave very overbearingly toward people living on Earth. There are scenes in which they operate mobile suits in the middle of the city and fire machine guns at buildings. Their actions resemble those of classic villains. Hathaway criticizes them, saying they believe they are a military force. The taxi driver who gives Hathaway a ride also says to him the Manhunters are really terrible, aren't they? Then he asks why doesn't Maki attack the Manhunters? The Manhunters are a complex presence. What kind of organization are they exactly? Over the next few episodes, I will address these questions. This time, we will take a close look at why the Manhunters act so overbearing. Why do they behave in such a brutal, terrorist-like manner as employees of the central government, the Earth Federation government? It may be surprising, but good intentions lie at the root of this behavior. Before we get to the main topic, I have a quick announcement. I am looking for support through memberships on my channel. For a monthly fee of 99 cents, you can get a name badge and comment stamps. Now, let's begin the analysis. In the universal century world, environmental destruction on Earth had become a serious problem, and the threat of human extinction was imminent. In response, people formed a unified government, the Earth Federation government, and began a policy of sending people into space as immigrants. The goal was to give Earth a period of rest to allow the planet to recover. However, not everyone agreed with this policy. Naturally, some people wished to continue living on Earth. There were several types of these people. One group consisted of people with the financial means and social status to influence the government. In the story, these people are referred to as the privileged class. Another group consisted of people living on Earth illegally without permission from the Earth Federation government. The Manhunters are an organization tasked with forcibly sending these people into space as immigrants. They begin to appear prominently in the story during the era of Hathaway's Flash, but also appear in Shah's counterattack. During that time, they were called Hunters. In the novel version of Shah's counterattack, titled High Streamer and written by Yoshiyuki Tomino, their actions are described as human hunting. Although the name is slightly different, they are essentially the same kind of presence. Why do the Manhunters act so overbearingly? They are not soldiers. Strictly speaking, they are police. They have the authority to detain people who break the law and deal with them according to legal procedures. However, they do not have the authority to attack or kill. Hathaway's critical remark that they believe they are a military force is precisely directed at this aspect of their nature. The reason they behave so arrogantly lies in the sincerity of the Earth Federation government. Some of you may be thinking, what on earth are you talking about? How could sincerity lead to overbearing behavior? This too is connected to a set of complicated circumstances. The Manhunters are an official branch of the Earth Federation government. They support the government's policy of sending humanity into space as immigrants. It is a legitimate profession. I previously released a program focusing on the question of who Hathaway's true enemy really is. In that program, I explained that the Earth Federation government grants people the right to live on Earth. The Manhunters are an official occupation of the Earth's Federation government. Naturally then, they are allowed to live on Earth. Their job is to crack down on illegal Earth residents, so they must be on Earth to carry out their task. The Manhunters are responsible for policing the entire planet. Have you noticed a logical contradiction yet? We can discover the logic that anyone who wants to live on Earth should just get a job as a Manhunter. Considering that their mission is to police the entire planet, it's clear that the Manhunters can't be an organization operated by only a few people. The Manhunters exist to efficiently move humanity into space. However, trying to run this organization stably ultimately increases the population living on Earth. The Manhunters are an organization necessary for achieving the Earth's Federation government's goals. However, if the organization becomes too large, it will hinder the Earth's Federation government from achieving its goals. After hearing all of this, there is probably something else you have noticed. To be honest, the Manhunters and Maki are aiming for the same goal. Humanity should move into space. This is the shared objective of both organizations. The taxi driver does not fully understand Maki's purpose and only sees him as a terrorist who will relieve the citizens' frustration with the Earth's Federation government. That is why he asks, why doesn't Maki attack the Manhunters? Now, let's take a closer look at the sincerity of the Earth's Federation government. This concept is explored in the second volume of the novel Hathaway's Flash. It is closely related to what I mentioned earlier. Trying to operate the Manhunters stably causes their numbers to increase, ultimately leading to more people living on Earth. There is a relevant passage. Those inside the Federation government also understood that bureaucratic organizations tend to develop unhealthy traits. They tried to avoid increasing the number of people remaining on Earth by exploiting privileges. On this point, there were indeed people within the Federation government who had the correct understanding. The Federation government tried to prevent the Manhunters from growing into a massive organization. For a government whose goal was space migration, the expansion of the Manhunters would produce results that run counter to their objectives. In many stories, the Earth's Federation government is portrayed as an evil organization. However, not everyone within it acts with malicious intent. Some people properly understand their purpose and role and act to protect the Earth as a whole. Consequently, the Manhunters have been prevented from becoming an enormous organization. This is what is meant by the sincerity of the Earth's Federation government. However, this sincerity leads to a new tragedy. The Manhunters' violent escalation is the tragedy. The Manhunters crack down on people who are illegally staying on Earth and force them to migrate into space. Their job involves checking for the absence of residence permits, detaining those individuals, and sending them off as immigrants. However, not everyone complies willingly. Some people will resist using violent means. This creates situations where the Manhunters have to deal with such people while being severely outnumbered. This is how the Manhunters come to act in an overbearing manner. Their behavior earns a great deal of resentment from civilians, but at its core there is also the feeling of wanting to protect their own lives. Their actions are not based solely on a desire to dominate or on sadistic impulses. That said, the serious lack of manpower causes the Manhunters' overbearing behavior to escalate more and more. In the second volume of the novel version of Hathaway's Flash, There is a passage that describes their brutality. The Manhunters showed little concern for the accuracy of information and cracked down on illegal residents in a very rough manner. They then sent people into harsh forced labor, such as asteroid mining. There are not enough personnel to carefully investigate each illegal resident one by one. Because their numbers are so limited, they feel compelled to suppress people forcefully before they can mount extreme resistance. This is the reason why the Manhunters behave so arrogantly. BR's Federation government's Sincerity, its desire to avoid letting the organization grow too large, placed an enormous burden on the personnel in the field. As a result, it produced a situation where the Manhunters became figures who are feared and hated by the people. So then, what was the true cause of this failure? This is also one of the issues that deeply troubles Hathaway. I plan to continue researching the Manhunters going forward. I hope you will look forward to it. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I will see you again on the next program.